Hi viewers, I am Dr. Parthiban Raj, consultant dermatologist, LK Hospital from Chennai. Today we are going to see a common condition where many of the patients have been affected, which is the hair fall. It is also called as alopecia. Alopecia, it can be classified into a scarring and non-scarring alopecia. As the name indicates, the scarring alopecia is the hair loss with the scar where the regrowth of hair is less, whereas in the non-scarring alopecia there will be hair loss without any scarring. Therefore, the chances of regrowth of hair is good. Coming to the hair fall, before you get an idea of hair fall, we should go to the basic physiology of hair. Under basic physiology of hair, first we will see the hair growth cycle. It can be divided into 5 phases. Phase 1, which is the growth phase, which is the anagen, followed by the transition phase, which is the catagen. And then we have telogen phase, which is the resting phase, followed by the shedding phase, which is the exogen, and finally we have kynogen. Here itself we should note that there is a phase called shedding phase, which is the hair fall phase. Therefore, in the normal hair cycle, we will have a hair fall phase. Then when should you worry about the hair fall? I will say the hair fall when there is a increased amount of hair loss in a particular period, or when there is a increased duration of hair loss, then only you should worry about the hair fall. Going into the alopecia, one of the most common form of alopecia is the androgenetic alopecia, the loss of hair in the scalp, which can occur both in male and female. When it occurs in male, it is called as male pattern hair loss, whereas in female it is called as female pattern hair loss. Norwood and Hamilton has classified the main pattern hair loss into various graded. We can see the various grades. Under grade 1, you will have the thin loss of hair in the frontal region, whereas in the grade 2, you will have loss of hair in the temporal, which is the sides of the face. This region will have grade 2, whereas loss of hair in both temporal and frontal region is called as grade 3. In grade 4, you will have, along with the temporal and the frontal region, there will be thinning of hair in the vertex, அதாவது உச்சி மண்டையிலையும் நம்ம hair loss இருக்கும். இதுதான் grade 4. So we will grade the various hair loss under this, and we will treat the patient according to the grade classified. Coming into the various investigations for the hair loss. First of all, we will get the detailed history from the patient, followed by detailed examination, and after the examination we will go to some basic clinical test like hair pull test, and we can also visualize the hair under Hood's lamp. Hood's lamp is a machine where we can visualize the hair. It will produce a blue light. Followed by that, we can also do some microscopic examination of the hair. For example, we can do some dermoscopy and trichoscan. Through the trichoscan, we can visualize the hair with the help of a machine. Finally, we can also do for scalp biopsy to rule out the other causes of the hair loss. Coming to the management of the alopecia, there are various modes of management in alopecia. We can divide the management into topical and systemic therapy. Under topical, we have topical, mainly the hair serums and the solutions. Some of the commonly used topical serums are topical minoxidil and topical tretinoin and azelaic acid. These are the common topical agents. Along with this, we can also use some hair revitalizing serums like aloe vera, biotin and tricapil. These are the commonly used hair revitalizing serums. Coming to the systemic agents, the commonly used systemic agents are the anti-androgens. Since I already mentioned, the main etiology of the alopecia is the androgens. Therefore, some of the oral anti-androgens can be used. Example, finasteride, flutamide, dutasteride and spironolactone. These are some of the anti-androgens which can be used. Other than this, we can also give some other treatments like PRP, which is the platelet rich plasma, which is the Here we draw the patient's own blood from the patients and then we centrifuge the blood. After centrifuge, we will take the plasma from the test tube and we will inject the growth factors into the patient's scalp. We will see a good improvement in the thickness of the hair growth after the PRP therapy. After the procedure, we will advise the patient not to do any vigorous massaging and vigorous shampooing for next few days. We will have a good improvement after few settings of the PRP. Finally, we can go for the hair transplantation therapy, where we will implant these patients one hair into the patchy hair loss area. Then we will do some tight dressing. After few days, the patient will have increased amount of hair growth in the implanted area. These are some of the common therapies used for the alopecia. And I will also like to talk about some of the common queries the patient commonly ask me. Mostly whether to use the oil or not. அதாவது ஆயில் யூஸ் பண்ணலாமா வேணாமா, யூஸ் பண்ணால் என்ன ஆயில் யூஸ் பண்ணலான்ட்டு என்கிட்ட காமனாக கேட்பாங்க. ஆயில் கட்டாயம் யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். நமக்கு எந்த ஆயில் யூஸ் பண்ணலான்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ப்ரிஃபரபுளாக நமக்கு கோகோனட் ஆயில் யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். ரெண்டாவது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஷாம்பு யூசேஜ் பற்றி நிறைய பேருக்கு நிறைய கொஸ்டின்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஷாம்பு யூஸ் பண்ணலாமா வேணாமா. ஷாம்பு பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம வந்து கட்டாயம் யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். வாரத்தில் 3 நாள் யூஸ் பண்ணால் அது போதுமானதாக இருக்கும். ஷாம்பு நல்லா ப்ரிஃபரபிளி யூஸ் அ மைல்டர் ஷாம்பு, சரிங்களா. நல்லா தலையை ரின்ஸ் பண்ணிவிட்டு வாஷ் பண்ணிவிடுங்க. வீக்லி த்ரைஸ் இஸ் மோர் தென் எனஃப். அதுக்கப்புறம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா என்ன ஃபுட் எடுத்துக்கலாம், என்ன ஃபுட் எடுத்துக்கக்கூடாது. அதனால் என்ன ஃபுட் எடுத்துக்கக்கூடாதுன்னு சொல்கிறேன். காமனாக நம்ம ஜங்க் ஃபுட்ஸ் எல்லாமே அவாய்ட் பண்ணணும். ஜங்க் ஃபுட்ஸ் அண்ட் ஆயிலி ஃபுட்ஸ் கம்ப்ளீட்லி டு பி அவாய்டட். என்ன ஃபுட்ஸ் எடுத்துக்கலாம், நம்ம வந்து க்ரீன் லீவ்ஸ், அதாவது கருவேப்பிலை நிறைய சேர்த்துக்கணும். நெல்லிக்காய் எடுத்துக்கலாம். ட்ரை ஃப்ரூட்ஸ் எடுத்துக்கணும், சரிங்களா. அது இல்லாமல் ப்ரோட்டீன் ரிச் ஃபுட்ஸ் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எக், முட்டை எடுத்துக்கலாம். நான் வெஜிடேரியனாக இருந்தால், வெஜிடேரியனாக இருந்தால் பன்னீர் நிறைய சேர்த்துக்கலாம். இதெல்லாம் நீங்கள் காமனாக உணவு வகைகளை சேர்த்துக்கலாம். இதுதான் நம்ம காமனாக பேஷண்ட்ஸ் நம்மக்கிட்ட கேட்குற கொஸ்டின்ஸு. இதெல்லாம் நீங்கள் காமனாக எடுத்துக்கலாம், சரிங்களா. ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ.